And just by watching Stephan videos, I've already made over $100,000. Let me explain. I started watching this guy right here on this laptop monitor. Well, not actually in this place, but and it all started right there in that small apartment. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to rewind a bit and we'll be back here soon. I am fortunate enough to have a father who has created his own business in his early 20s, so he did teach me a lot about financial independence since I was little. Because my father comes from a poor family in a small village, all of his life he thought that earning money was one of the most important things in life, and therefore he actually succeeded in life in terms of financial sense. Like he lived quite a comfortable life compared to his peers or his neighbors or anyone else around him. And naturally he wanted the same exact thing for his children, and me being the oldest in a family of my other two sisters, he started kind of, all of his teaching started with me. And so since I was about 10 years old, I was attending a special school on weekends. That's right. Well, when you're like 10, weekends are very precious. So being forced to attend something on a Saturday or a Sunday was quite a big deal. But I was attending a school, and I'm not joking, it was called Financial Independence School. It was basically kind of a small classroom of around like 10 people teaching teenagers and kids all about investing and money. I even read the famous Rich Dad Poor Dad book when I was just about 12 years old. And I mean, I didn't understand much at the time, but it did lay kind of a foundation of finances and investing into my brain, my little childish brain. So when I started to become a teenager, I was already kind of infused with this mindset that money is important and businesses are the way to go, kind of. I was kind of, reflecting back what my father did. So I started reading a lot of books, and I read like Steve Jobs, like The Secret Power of Negotiating, Delivering Happiness, and kind of, and bunch of other kind of different books about businesses and all of that stuff since I was just a teenager. But the crucial moment actually happened when I read, let me show you. When I read this book right here. Can you see it? Let me take it out. It's a 4-hour work week. So this particular book was like a Pandora's box, and it opened and showed me a type of business and a lifestyle that you can have and it was the first time I heard all about this. So this particular book opened my mind in a way that things can be done. So since the first year of university, after reading this book, I actually started to experiment a lot with various business experiments, like creating an e-commerce shop, writing some digital books, and a bunch of other small things. And so I continued to try and build some kind of a business, and I started freelancing, I started doing my own projects, and I started creating websites, selling websites, kind of all of this jazz throughout my years abroad. But then in 2017, 1st of December, I moved back to my home country in Lithuania and my home city, Vilnius, and I started living here. And up until this point, while I was living abroad for 7 years since I started sort of experimentation with business and freelancing, up until this point, I was only focused on earning money and not thinking anything about investing. Neither did my father nor I learned or read anything about investing. Somehow what I knew about investing was so basic that I thought it's actually just for old people, and us millennials, we're cool kids, we don't need to do that old people stuff. So I didn't even bother learning or reading anything about investing. But then I moved into my own place I just showed you, and I started my own independent lifestyle without any roommates or anything like that. At that time, I already started to freelance, and it was actually already paying off because I was able to live sort of a very kind of casual lifestyle. As I started to earn a bit more, I started to think about the ways I could invest. And here in Lithuania, the main and only way people invest are in real estate. So naturally I just started having my own thoughts of, hey, maybe I should buy my own place. And this is basically when I found Stephan and his channel. I started to become interested in real estate, and you know how YouTube works. You click on one video and then it starts to recommend you a bunch of the similar videos. So I watched one real estate video and then another, and then all of my recommendation was just filled with all of the Stephan videos that he made throughout the year. And what was appealing, that Graham talked about finances and especially real estate in such a simple terms that it was very easy to understand and very enjoyable to watch. And all of this is happening literally inside that small apartment right there. But little did I actually know what kind of impact watching these videos will have on my life just a few years later. A whole year passes and nothing actually happens or changes. I'm still watching Stephan on all of his videos about finances and real estate.
What's up, guys? It's Graham here. What's up, guys? It's Graham here. What's up, guys? It's Graham. It's Graham up. It's guys here. You. What's up, guys? It's Graham up. It's Graham here. Guys here. What's up, Graham? It's guys here.
But the crucial moment happened in 2019 on 22nd of September, and that's because I bought my first stocks on Revolut Trading. I added $300 to this account and bought MasterCard, Disney, and Activision. $100 each, and that was my very first investment ever anywhere. And I didn't think much of it at the time. I just thought it's gonna be just a fun way to play with stocks. You know, I did gather a lot of knowledge by watching a lot of YouTube videos about finances and investing. I was like, stock investing looks interesting, and I just figured, let me just give it a go and just do it purely for fun. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I consider myself extremely lucky. Because from here on, I have made several other decisions that collectively made me over $100,000 in the last couple of years. Okay, I need my laptop for this next part, so let's go. Okay, so now that we're all set up here at my laptop, I wanna show you this. So, oh, by the way, everything here is in euros, but I mean, nowadays euro is basically the same as dollar. So if it says like 300 euros, it's basically the same as $300 in today's currency. So as you can see, in 2019, when I did start, those $300 that I invested, that was basically it. But then every single year, I actually started investing more and more. Like in 2020, it was 2,500 euros throughout the year. Then in 2021, almost 5,000 euros. And this year, almost also 5,000 euros, probably going to be more than 5,000 euros this year. And I started to diversify. I started with just stocks, then I went into pension funds, then I went to crypto and all of that jazz. Basically, I just wanted to show you that, you know, it started really gradually. And if we take a look at the total value, yes, my portfolio is down, but you know, I'm not worried because I experimented a lot and I learned a lot and I gained valuable habits and insights on how investing basically works. Okay, but this is only $10,000, whereas the rest $90,000 or that total 100 that I was talking about since the start of this video. And well, actually, you've been looking at it throughout this whole video. So this whole apartment that you have been seeing throughout this whole video, me and my girlfriend bought this place mid-2020, right before one of the biggest real estate price hikes here in Lithuania. And I mean, we were very, very lucky. We didn't know this is gonna happen, and we just kind of saw the opportunity and bought this particular apartment. But right now, it's worth over 350,000 euros. And we only paid, with everything included, all of the furniture and whatever you kind of see here, we only paid 250,000, which means if we would sell this apartment today, we would get over 100,000 euros in profit just by doing that. And all of this was possible just because I started watching Stephan. He was my first and real introduction to real estate and investing world. Without Graham explaining real estate in very simple terms, I wouldn't have neither the knowledge or the courage to actually buy an apartment of my own. I always thought I would do that way later in life. And again, I do consider myself very lucky because I started watching about finances and learning about investing right before 2020 pandemic years and all of that stuff, which has been insanely crazy if you have been an investor ever since then. I was able to jump into the market with a little bit of knowledge of investing right at the time when it was so cheap to buy either real estate, stocks, or whatever, and I was able to actually profit a lot from this. And so Graham, in case there is a very slim chance you're watching this, I just want to thank you for making all of the content about finances and real estate. It was one of the best finance education that I could have ever gotten. And you know, Graham, I might not comment on your videos. I'm probably just one view on your analytics dashboard that you just see as a number, but I do believe that there is a lot of people out there just like me who you've helped or changed their lives for the better, but you'll probably never know because, well, I don't know, we're just passive viewers, I could say, in a sense. We don't interact that much. I'm probably just one of the few ones who decided to actually make a video about this. So Graham, thank you again for all of the knowledge that you shared with us for free throughout the last, 3-4 years. It made a huge impact on my life. I do believe it made a huge impact on other people's lives. We just don't know about them. So keep on creating.